welcome back. Also, welcome to Leeds. Bit of a different filming situation today. I'm not in my bedroom at home. Actually, I'm in Leeds with Angus at the moment. If you haven't seen the vlog I posted last Saturday, go and check it out because it explains everything about what's going on right now and why I'm in a bit of a different filming setup for today's video. Also, welcome back to Slow Fashion Week. If you're watching this as it goes up, we are on day 4 of our Slow Fashion Week, my week of uploads over here on my channel. It's been such a fun week, but because it's coming to a close pretty soon, I thought I'd do something a little bit different for today's video. Instead of doing like a craft video, I wanted to talk a little bit about vintage shopping, thrift shopping and buying secondhand, because today me and Angus went on a little bit of a shopping trip and hit all of the like cool vintage secondhand shops in Leeds, because this is a really good place to come and shop if you want to go for like a cool vintage retro look and shop really sustainably secondhand. I am used to shopping secondhand and vintage like retro shops in Bristol, so it was really nice to get out and about here and do that. And I wanted to show you a little bit about what we did, what I got, and my top tips for buying secondhand like thrift shop slash vintage shop advice. So without further ado, let's crack on with the video. So we decided just to walk down into town and sort of just go wherever the breeze took us. So as we're walking down the road, Angus literally has this amazing vintage shop literally like 50 yards down the road, which is amazing. So we went in there and it was the coolest vintage shop. Downstairs there were loads of like records, vinyls, like homeware, like vintage like stuff, and then upstairs they had clothes. They had some really cool things in here, loads of tie-dye at the moment, which I am absolutely living for, and they also had this really nice red dress and I tried it on and I was really unsure about it, but I said to myself that if I got back from the shopping trip, like if we walked back past the shop and I hadn't bought anything, that I'd buy it. And I ended up buying something. So I didn't actually get that dress in the end, even though I kind of want to go back and get it because it is so nice. It was really comfy as well. But that was a really cool shop and it's literally just down the road. So if I did change my mind and think, you know what, I actually want it, I can just pop down there and see if they've still got it. Then we headed into town and we wanted to go to a shop called Blue Rinse, which I came to last time I was in Leeds. They've also got some pop-up shops around Leeds as well, but unfortunately they were all closed, which was really, really sad. So we were going to go to this shop, which is called Blue Rinse, and it's actually closed. So we're going to go on an adventure, I think. But I don't know where to. We'll see. But it was really sad because it's such a good shop. So instead, we went into a shop called Best, which I am in love with. It's like our favourite shop here in Leeds. They basically do their own brand clothing as like an independent store, and they also do reworked vintage clothing. Also, I'm really sorry I'm on a spinny chair today, so you've just got to put up with me being an annoying spinny chair bitch. It was really fortunate that in there their changing rooms were open, so I tried a load of things on and I ended up buying a dress in there. It was honestly the cutest thing and it was reduced. It was only £20, which I think is really good because it is a vintage reworked Ralph Lauren shirt made into a dress, and honestly it was the most gorgeous thing. I tried it on and I fell in love with it, so I bought it, and that is my little purchase of the day. And then we had a little wander around town, had some lunch and headed home. So now we're back. I want to share with you guys my like top tips for thrift shopping, because for the longest time I like avoided going in charity shops and in like vintage shops because I have like quite a girly style, and a lot of things you find in like vintage stores and retro clothing like places and like vintage kilo sales is very sort of streetwear. You get a lot of jeans, a lot of hoodies, a lot of t-shirts. Things that I like skirts and dresses and like girly jumpers, aren't very common to find in places like vintage kilo sales and vintage shops. So I wanted to share with you my best advice for trying to find things that are your style in places that might not seem like they have it, because they definitely do. Like, you just have to look for it. First of all is, don't just stick to vintage and like retro branded shops, because prices are usually quite high and they'll pick and choose their products to make sure that they fit that vintage aesthetic. Go to charity shops as well. Go to like kilo sales, car boot sales when they reopen as well. And have a look at just secondhand clothing there, because sometimes you can find really good things in charity shops. I love Depop, but because it is that vintage aesthetic that people look for and put on Depop, prices do tend to hike up. So definitely check out eBay and Vinted. They are less used platforms, so therefore the price range is kind of lower. You don't get those like hiked up prices, so check them out as well. My second tip is to look through all of the rails. So if you're in a vintage shop or in a charity shop, make sure you like go through, just like flick through all of the items on the rail, because a lot of the time things are quite full up and it's a lot of different things all hung together. So you can't just look at one area and go, I don't like the look of the things over there, because it's literally everything thrown together. So you have to really like look through and see if there's anything that you can find. I always definitely kind of avoid the jumper, checkered shirt, jeans area and go straight to like the vintage dresses area, because there's always so much more variety over there. Especially I have much more girly style. That's where I found that checkered dress, and I think it's so cute and like just so different to everything else that's in the shop. It's a little bit more original over there as well, because not many people look for like vintage dresses. Don't be afraid to kind of like flick through all the rails around the shop and take a little bit more time. It's definitely worth it. My third tip is, if you see something in a high street shop that has like a vintage aesthetic look, keep it in mind, but go and have a look in some vintage shops as well and see if you can find something similar. It is a lot better buying secondhand. It's a lot better for the planet, and a lot of the time it can be a lot easier on your pocket as well if you're going into a vintage shop or a charity shop and buying a jumper or a jacket or a t-shirt that looks similar to one that you've seen in like Urban Outfitters. You're definitely going to save a considerable amount of money. So it's kind of a win-win situation. You just have to take the time to look. If you are new to like thrift shopping, charity shopping, take a day and just have like a day of it, so you can really like get in there and have a look through everything. You don't have to worry about time, and then you can really like have a good explore and find out the shops that you like the most as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this little short video, a little bit about thrift shopping, about secondhand buying, clothes, charity shops, thrift shops, vintage stores, retro stores, things like that. Obviously this is not an exhaustive list of advice, and there is literally so much I could talk about when it comes to secondhand clothes and slow fashion, especially with vintage and charity shops. So I've tried to keep this video as concise as possible rather than going out on a limb about absolutely everything. I also hope you've enjoyed coming shopping with me today. I really enjoy vlogging, so I like to be able to put a little bit of a vlog element to this video. A nice easy Thursday video for you guys. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope you are looking forward to tomorrow's video, which is the last of my week of uploads. How crazy. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up so that I know you enjoyed it. It means so much to me. And if you are not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any other videos from my week of uploads and any videos that I do in the future. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, week, month, year, and I will see you next time in another lovely video. Bye-bye.